going live? I don't know. Oh, it is live. Hi. Hi. How are you? We're we are having some technical difficulties. Mercury in retrograde. Um, couldn't get the mic to work, and then I wanted to go live at 5:55 at 5:55 because today is 5:55. It is. It's a gateway drug. I love to say it. It's a gateway date. So, every month when it's the two numbers, 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5, it's kind of an angelic number. And then you add 2 plus 3, you get another 5. So you have 555. Pretty powerful numbers. Look who's here. Guess who's here? Say hi. I can hear you saying it, Christopher. Kitchen. Hi, baby. How are you? Oh, we should have gone live last week when I was with Chris, but you weren't there. So then there's that. So how is everybody? It's been a hot ass minute since I've seen you. Kitchen. He just said it. How are you? So she's been with her dad. TTT. Hi, Francine. How are you? That's our new special sound, isn't it, Chris? Francine, nice to see you. Thank you for all your comments. I appreciate you. So we're here in Denver, and Gidget's been with her dad, and then she just got back with me on Wednesday, and then she's going back to her dad on Sunday because I'm leaving again, going back to New York. Yep, New York City, just like I pictured it. That's right. So today's pretty fun and magical day. My friend Sally sent me a kind of a neat thing. I'm going to pull this up over here, but first we'll chat for a little bit. Hold, please. Yeah, she sent me some good information about the eclipse today. So that happened this morning. So full moon, flower moon, because every month has a little theme. I like how my moon for my month is worm moon. Kind of cracks me up, feeding the earth, all that kind of good stuff. Would you like some Tito's? We're having Tito's and a little energy drink today. So yes, today was a penumbral, spell that for me, penumbral eclipse. So pretty exciting. This is our second eclipse of the year. We had one last month. I was with Chris. That was pretty exciting. That took place this morning at 11:15 Eastern EDT, Eastern Daylight Time, in case you were wondering. So anyone located in Antarctica, Asia, Russia, Oceania, and both Eastern and Central Africa would have a chance to see the eclipse. So that would have been, kind of in their middle of the night. This week's eclipse will be a penumbral lunar eclipse, meaning that the moon will dim and darken rather than completely disappear. And we previously seen, remember last year, Jessica will remember this. I was hanging out with her. They had the lunar eclipse, but it was at night. And God, were we nerding out. Yes, you were with us too. We're hanging out at Jessica's house and having a good old time. Super fun. So meaning that it's just going to somewhat shade. It's going to be a little bit shady, pretty much is what's going on. The downside is because the sunlight doesn't get completely blocked off. A penumbral lunar eclipse can be difficult to spot. If you really want to have a good shot at this, use your binoculars. So this is kind of more the nerdy, actually sciencey part of it. Go follow my friend Jason Hansra, and I'll post a link to his. It's basically like his profile, and he does a little daily vibe every day. It's so good. He does this fun little noise. Boo! It's very entertaining. So yes, we had full moon last night, so that's also super powerful. Now, you usually can put your crystals out in the moonlight and water and get them all recharged. But then I heard from my friend today that it wasn't a good moon for that. And I don't know why, because usually full moons are good for that. It's new moons that you don't do that. So maybe it's the lunar eclipse. She said that it would make things feisty. So I just went and rinsed off. So Chris, by the way, should probably rinse off your crystals. So yeah, I guess that's that on that. But I'll put some information in here too. So I love it that it's also a full moon, but I believe it's in Scorpio. So, Scorpio is kind of crabby. Scorpio is, I'll tell you the dates. And if you're a Scorpio, you'll know. A Scorpio is October 23rd through November 21st. It is sandwiched by Libra and Sagittarius. Christopher is a Sagittarius. I am an Aries, both fire signs. Anywho, listen up. So here's what I love about Scorpio. Yeah, Christopher, we're just going to have to clean off our, just rinse them off. And what I find interesting about this, I think that you can enhance whatever is going on planetarily. Is that the word? Planetary, you know what I mean? Or universe-wise, just enhance it with your own energy. And if there's something kind of wonky out there, I think it's great to harness whatever is going on with it, but you add your own special sauce and your special recipe and zhuzh. And so I think that can kind of take the fear out of a lot of that so that you don't worry, am I doing it right? Right? Or am I doing it wrong? If you're living in a fear-based mindset. Look at this little French loaf. She is just too funny. She is. Yes, she's been a good girl. She was a little twatty today, which means she wasn't a very nice girl. She wasn't, no. But she tries. Got a new mani pedi today. This is the mani that turns like kind of a dark color when it's cold. I'll show you. Watch. Da, 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 da. Oh, it's not really doing it because I'm so warm right now. It's very warm here in Colorado. Anywho, so back on the whole Scorpio situation. So what I love about this, and I was listening to a couple of really good sort of overviews. I mean, you can listen to a lot of different things online. There's, things about spirituality, angels, guides, your own inner energy, what's going on planetarily, like literally what's going on, like where the planets are. So what I like about Scorpio, and I was thinking about this because they were saying that, and it was Melanie Beckler. I love her a lot. Melanie Beckler. She's ask.angels.com. Love her. But she was saying that with the Scorpio energy, one of the things that Scorpio is known for is that they shed their skin or they shed their skeleton, right? And they come up with this like whole new frame, their exoskeleton, which here's a funny story. I was talking about this with K-Rab. And if you've been following me for a while, you may remember K-Rab. K-Rab was this crawfish that one of Charlie's kids brought home, I'm going to say like 4 or 5 years ago. This friggin' thing lived forever, much, much longer than you would anticipate a school project K-Rab would last, right? Little crawfish. Chris, kind of like the crick that we played in when we were kids, right? Anyway, K-Rab, K-Rab is what I called him. And he had a white hot hatred for me. I'm just going to let you know that. Like this fucking crab, like he would throw himself in the glass when he would see me. Like when I was in Africa, I guess K-Rab slept the whole time. I come back home. This mofo is like in a snit every time I walk by. Anywho, even though I fed him all the time, we'd get him fish. He was ungrateful, but I loved him. So I was thinking about this because this one time I come downstairs and here's this little gray shell. And I thought, oh God, K-Rab died. Finally, R.I.P. K-Rab. And little did I know, I look over and he's like in the corner going tink, tink, tink on the glass, like, nah, bitch. I am still here and ready to F you up. So I just thought that was so fascinating. I mean, it literally like he must have backed out of a little tiny hole out of his backside and left, I know, you remember K-Rab, and left this like full skeleton, including the pincher. I mean, it literally looked like that. It was quite interesting, wasn't it? Ooh, Mom's got to fix her blouse. Do you like this color? This color is fun. Chris bought this for me at Target. Anywho, listen. So, and there he is in this like fresh, squeaky clean new K-Rab shell that he just had sort of grown underneath it. I don't know how it works. Does anybody, up on the exoskeletal science of it all? I thought that was a great, very long-winded way to come back around to Scorpio and having this full moon. So, I mean, it is time to, and we pretty much say this with every full moon, but to let go of the things that don't serve you and to really, I saw that his cousins were at the broil. Mm-hmm. K-Rab and his cousins, his country cousins. So I love that idea of just like literally shedding this old exoskeleton of things that don't serve you, outdated programming in your mind and your heart and your mindset. I know for me, I think it's like not procrastinating. I think we're all pretty bad at it. It gets pretty bad with menopause, by the way. I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday. She's like, what is wrong with me? And she's about in her, I don't know, 40s. I'm like, what are you, 42, 43? She looks young. And she's like, no, 47. I'm like, oh, girlfriend, you are in the perimenopause and brain fog is really part of it. So with that, I think that it sometimes procrastination comes with it too, because you get really overwhelmed of not sure what to do next steps. So another thing that I listened to today was Christopher, what's his name? Dude Bro. Victor Otto, ODDO. And I do like him. He's kind of all over the place sometimes, but he was saying something today about, another thing that you can find is what is your point of excellence, your point of expertise, and then your point of incompetence. And I think I need to look up the author. I'll put a link in here to it. But those three things you need to know: the things you're really, really good about, the things that really good at, and the things that light you up, and then the things that you're just not good at. And that's not a bad thing, because then you could just, somebody else can be doing that. It's kind of like knowing if you're a systems person, or somebody who's a starter and can like come up with the analyzation. Like me, I'm more of a I come up with the ideas, but I do love the systems that go behind them. Now, I'm not necessarily a day-to-day person when it comes to that, but I love that idea of finding these points where you can get lit up and then let the things go that you're not good at. Now, if you have the wherewithal and you can hire people to do the shit you don't like, I mean, listen, that's capitalism at its finest, right? Pay somebody to do the shit you don't want, and then they get paid, and then they can pay other people. Is that capitalism? I don't know. It's a good offshoot of it. Anywho, so I love that idea with Scorpio shedding the skeleton, right? Back on K-Rab. And then also feudalism, says Christopher. All right. I'm going to make you prove that. I know it's definitely, I would say, a system that I love working in. I mean, if you're in this mindset where and it's hard to sit at that mindset if you're working in systems that don't pay people equitably. But if you're in a place where you can make money, which is why I love having my own business, because I just pretty much call out like the money that I want to make. But it's also taken a long time for me to get there. Oh, Denise is here. Yes, she does. Look at her. Doesn't Gidget look drunk? Denise is from my hometown. Denise also went to school with Christopher. All the folks are here. Anywho, I do love the systems where you can pretty much like make money and then pay other people, pay them equitably as well. Stop trying to talk people down and out of pricing too, by the way. You know how I get about that. Like, especially when influencers try and, talk people into giving them free shit. Oh, and I'm not saying didn't do it in the past when I first started doing influencing, and I thought, oh gosh, I can, get a bunch of free shit. But you really need to give value to people. So anyway, that's one of my rants too, right? One of the other signs of this Scorpio, or of this full moon, from what I understand, again, I heard this on Melanie Beckler today, was also the Phoenix. So, got to burn shit down, rise from the ashes. It doesn't have to necessarily be this like traumatic thing, right? But you can definitely, just kind of rise up and like dust off, wash that shit right out of your hair, right, Gidget? Okay, so that's what's going on with, well, at least that was the full moon, which I like. And again, the eclipse. So then, yeah, we've got a couple of things. We've got Mercury in retrograde. And Jason was talking about that a little bit. Again, Jason Hansra. So I'll ping him in here in a second. But I love that it hasn't been that much of a severe Mercury in retrograde. They said he's kind of watery a little bit right now. So it's just more of a like inconvenient type of things. But again, I love, I say this every time there's a retrograde, which is like 3 or 4 times a year. So stop being fussy that you feel like it's always retrograde, which I also love the meme when it says, here are the planets that are like, stop blaming me for your shit. Stop blaming me because you're disorganized or you don't have your shit together, which is true, right? Anywho, retrograde, think about the first part of it, retro, or just re. So you start putting re on everything, right? Yeah, redo, reorganize, rethink, reflect, right? It's kind of good. Speaking of which, let's do, well, not that this has anything to do with that, but do you want to do a tuning fork? Do you? Okay. I think that Gidget's adjustment period is always a little tough because I'm super handsy. And so I'm always like, Gidget, kind of in your face all the time. I don't know if she gets that much attention. I mean, I don't know if she's that handled as much when she's not here, but she certainly, I mean, look at this. This should tell you of it right here. Anywho, would you like a tuning fork? And I'm not sure which microphone is working, and I think it might be this one. So hold on. Let me try it. Let us know if you can hear that. Okay, Christopher. Thank you, baby. Oh, God. We adore him, don't we? We do. Get it. Would you like another one? Here you go. I've been traveling with this. Right? And I judge everybody I know. I see you. Oh, isn't that nice? Whew. Good for me. Good for you. So let's see. Do we have cards? Oh, we're gonna do the Divine Feminine. I don't have that. Well, I do. They're just not here. I think that I organized. Listen, I went to see the new Guardians of the Galaxy. Do you want to hear about it? I have thoughts. I won't spoiler alert it because I'm not that big of an asshole. But you know what it is? I'm actually not. Here's a little fun fact about me. I don't mind spoiler alerts. In fact, life can be nerve-wracking as much. You may as well tell me what's going to happen. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just let me know. Just let me know what the skinny is. So, and even on movies, and I love some of the ones where they're like, people get mad if somebody was talking about The Sixth Sense, and they're like, you know what? Screw you if you've never seen it. You've had 25, 30 years to go see that movie or however long it's been. So, get your shit together. When did it come out? Somebody Google that. Give it a Goog for me. Anyway, got to see the pre-screening of the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I have to tell you, one of the best gifts of that whole show is how great the soundtrack is, right? Like the soundtrack is so good. Christopher, you put it on the other day when we were cooking, and it was just, oh God, it's so good. And they do have the Redbone song, "Come and Get Your Love." God damn, that song is so good. And I'll tell you what, though, I read an NPR review of it right before, or a couple hours before I was going to go to the movie, and I was like, no. Now, listen, you may or may not know this, but I went to go see the second Avatar movie, and I'm still pissed about that movie. So traumatized. My friend Ashley was with me. We were holding hands and had our hoodies over our head. Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one was 2014. Sorry, I meant Sixth Sense. When did Sixth Sense come out? The first Guardians of the Galaxy was 9 years ago. Wow. Holy shit. I feel like, yeah, that's interesting. And that's the Marvel comics, right? Listen, don't at me, but I could care less about figuring out the Captain America Marvel universe. What's the other one? There's Marvel and anyway, formerly blonde moment. Anywho, I will warn you though that there is some trauma in this movie. DC, thank you, baby. It's like you're here. I appreciate it. There's some trauma in this movie. I must tell you, like, so Avatar 2, I'm gonna let you know, I never saw the first one. I was so freaked out by the big wide set eyeballs that the characters had, and I just was like, I don't need to see some. Sixth Sense is 99. Oh, thank you, baby. So yeah, it's 24 years ago. Oof. Yeah, you've had plenty of time to watch Sixth Sense and Guardians of the Galaxy, first one and the second one for that matter. Anyway, so I didn't really, I heard about Avatar, and I told Chris the other day I saw a very cool documentary or an interview with James Cameron talking about all the movies that he did. I mean, it's really bright. He's a pretty brilliant guy. He's kind of an asshole, but he's pretty brilliant. So, I just was never an Avatar fan. So then I go to see the second one. I am not kidding you. Seriously, so traumatized with, I don't care if it was a computer-generated whale or whatever, these indigenous creatures. I was like, gee, I was just crying. So I will tell you, there's a little bit of like backstory on the raccoon on Rocket, who insists he's not a raccoon, but he is. It's a little traumatizing, but it was good. It was well done. I was with Jessica and Mario, my friends. I was like, dude, who knew we were going to get triggered by some cartoon characters? Because the other ones were much funnier, but this new, oh golly, girlfriend, oof. That's the 22 pounds holding up on my leg this whole time is a something. It's a something there. Is Gidget on Tito's? Doesn't she kind of look like it? By the way, I got my teeth whitened this week. My friend Twee She has her little mobile station in this great little like fun like juju tent out in her backyard. So I, ended up getting a meditation, my teeth whitened. I got this cool little new mala that's really powerful. It's downstairs. I'm so bummed I didn't bring it up. Along with the beaver downstairs, I have this little stone with a beaver on it. Charging up my beaver. I'm sorry. She just thinks I'm such an asshole. She does look relaxed, though, doesn't she? Look at that face. So yeah, that's I think Guardians of the Galaxy is definitely worth a go. It didn't seem that long. I'm not a big fan of like super long movies because I can't stay awake. I'm well known for that. But I thought it was well done. So they tried to sew it together a little too nicely at the end. You know how you watch some of these movies and it's like they just kind of got in a hurry at the end. What was it, the show that we saw, Chris? We felt like it just kind of was like, and we're done at the very end of it. It was a series. What was it? Oh, it was the Daisy Jones and the Six. And I know some people are going to disagree about that. Excellent singing in it. Very, very well done. But they just kind of like at the end, like, let me just tie together these loose ends that have been hanging together, throughout 6 episodes or whatever. I did enjoy it though. Yeah. But Daisy Jones and the Six, it kind of felt like it was like that. A little bit like that on Guardians of the Galaxy. Other things that I recommend is the book called The Lessons in Chemistry. Now, Dree, it does my hair. And my friend Allie recommended this. If you have not read this book, don't ask me who wrote it. I can't remember, but I listened to it on Audible. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so empowering. There's characters in it that'll just blow you away. Oh, honey, thank you for sharing Jason's channel. Yeah. Please go follow Jason. He does the Daily Vibe, and they're good little bite-sized little energy advice or just, information about what's out there. He is the man. He's the man Oshevitz. Anywho, Lessons in Chemistry. Read it, get it. It's a woman kind of going through. Sorry, it's kind of warm in here. Going through, being a chemist in the 50s and the, sort of all the BS she has to go through, patriarchy, misogyny. There's a little bit of trigger warning with assault. But it's not like anyway, it's not that bad. But there's a character in it that's a dog, and they literally narrate this dog's thought process. His name is 630, by the way, which I freaking love. So Lessons in Chemistry, I highly recommend it. I also recommend Shrinking. Is it called Shrinking or Shrinkage on Apple TV? I talk a lot about that. That is with Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. It's so freaking good. It's the guy that's the writer, Brett. God damn it, I was just talking about him today. That is the writer and is also on Ted Lasso. He's Roy fucking Kent. It's that guy, Brett Goldstein. He's also the writer. He's the writer on Ted Lasso, and he's the writer on this show. Shrinkage is really good. Oh my God, it's really good. Okay, those are my recommendations right now. Randy Spide is here. Hi, brother man. I don't know if it'll all show up, but here we go. You're having a great day that you went to use your supposedly fixed dishwasher. Once the lid finished, you noticed that there was soapy water at the bottom. By the way, this is the same problem that was supposed to be solved for about a week. They replaced your garbage disposal, which is nice, but I'm pissed at it. I don't think I can still use my dishwasher, buddy. I don't like that. That could be Mercury in retrograde messing with you, right? It also sounds like your landlord needs to get his shit together, right? It's not fun, is it? And happy birthday to Claire, the kitty. I'm assuming that's the day, her gotcha day also, but Randy got his kitty Claire, his club kid kitty, because a couple of those pictures, man, girlfriend looked like she was high as a kite. She's having a good old time. I miss having a kitty. I'm just going to say that right now. I do. You live with Bon Kui Kui part-time, but I heard that Bon Kui Kui has made friends with another cat who's living with him and is now really not into the dog cat situation like he used to be with Gidget. Remember when I take them for a walk around the neighborhood and Kui Kui would walk with us? Now he's kind of thrown her over. Rude. On a serious note, listen, there's an event coming up here in Denver on June 5th. I will post links to it. I will be going. It is it's going to be about 25,000 women, hopefully. And it is put on by several groups, but it's basically coming here to Colorado to ask our governor to ban assault rifles. Okay, or what? Just basically that we're not asking them to ban guns, but to ban assault rifles. Now, in all fairness, our governor here in Colorado, which is Jared Polis, it's a very purpley state. It's a nice darker blue purple state. But we also have Lauren Boebert. So 546 is the number, folks. That's how many votes this F&B won by. And she is such a nightmare, and I will never, ever back down from that. Don't at me about it either. I'm not here to argue with anybody. If you don't like my politics, skirt, right? Yeah, go be on your own. Anywho, I do want to I do want to encourage you to come here to Colorado, and if you need a place to stay, you can come stay with me. I mean that, within reason. If I know you, if not, get a hotel. But I will post information about it. It is going to be a pretty seriously kick-ass rally. It's basically a lot of the organizers are Black women that are asking white women to step the fuck up. And that's what I want to do as well, too. Now, listen, I don't have kids. I don't own a gun. So it sounds like I don't have a lot of skin in the game, but yet I do. And I will post some links to some other people that are talking about it and protesting about it. It's pretty damn important. I found this guy today. I was telling Chris about it. I'll post a link too. Shoot, I wish I could remember him. But anyway, he was kind of like saying this correlation between, and don't get your panties in a wad, folks. Calm down already. Calm your tits. The correlation between how people are willing to sacrifice kids for guns. And that's pretty much what it is. Do you know what I mean? Like if you are really willing to sacrifice background checks and, waiting periods, and also just these guns that do nothing but just absolutely destroy people, you are sacrificing kids and people and the people that you love. Fucking period. I'm sitting in a nail salon today, and I just had this moment because they don't have the door locked and it's open, and your mind does start to go to that now. Like I could be sitting somewhere, and Denver's had a couple shootings. There was a tattoo place that was shot up last year, and it was just, of course we had Club Q down in Colorado Springs. So, and you can argue about mental health and wellness. I don't give a fuck. Stop putting the guns out. The NRA has blood on its hands. And listen, I have family members that are probably going to disown me or haven't already. Yeah, so be it. But anyway, come to Denver on June 5th. Just think about it. Think about donating to it. I'll put some links in here again. So that is my public service announcement. Again, you would think I would not be as concerned about, let's say, reproductive justice or health, because I'm a 58-year-old woman. My ass isn't having kids. Chris, just reminding you again, in case you ever get scared. That ship has sailed, sir. But, I am concerned about the future of my friends' kids. Denise, you and I have talked about this a lot, just being, concerned about reproductive health and justice, and, the fact that we're not getting good health care, let alone reproductive justice. I'm all over the place tonight. How long have I been on? It's 6:31. I've been rambling for 30 minutes. TN, what's happening, my love? How are you? Thank you, babe. Thank you. Let's see. The maintenance crew here sucks. Yeah, it sounds like it. They really do. And yes, Club Kitty. Seriously. She's a little nutty. Tien, post any links of anything great you've been doing. I know it's is it API month, I believe. So, let me know how you're doing. Let me know anything important that you think we need to know about. Obviously, I was just talking about this event on June 5th here in Denver. I'm lucky because it's here, but I will tell you, there are a lot of people coming from all over the place. And I started to say about this gentleman that was making this correlation with guns and safety. And he was even talking about, he's like, it's similar to, and I'm sorry for you Catholics out there. Again, don't get wadded up. Organized, nationalism, religion. I am not down with it at all. But he's saying, a lot of people, Catholic Church also kind of sacrificed kids in order to just say, hey, we want to keep this very staunch religion going on. We want to have, abstinence and all these, different things. And, we just want to let people do what they want. This is religion. And they sacrifice kids for it. So many kids abused. in the Catholic Church and just people in general. Basically anybody who was downtrodden, and obviously all religions. Quite frankly, I grew up in a born again Christian. If you haven't seen my podcast or listened to my podcast on that, said growing up in a cult, spoiler alert, it sucked. That's organized religion. That's nationalism. That's religion that's based on patriarchy, that sacrifices children, families, women. Come at me. Did you love how I smile real nice when I do this? Anywho, how you feel about that? Yeah, got an article. Thank you. Oh, that's right. The refinery article. Thank you. That's right. Constance Wu talking about mental health. That's right. I really like her a lot. I know she took a lot of shit. Right? Was that, yeah, because I was thinking, was Constance Wu the one also that was in the TV show and kind of spoke out against it? And everybody's like, oh, you're biting the hand that feeds you. Listen, the screenwriters protest right now, the strike is very interesting. I saw this Instagram post that said, a lot of people that were writers, they negotiated with the streaming industry. It was called the new media back in the day. And so they negotiated a very low rate saying, hey, we're not like making a lot of money. And, if you're writing for these, we're not going to pay you that much. Well, now they're making clearly, if the pandemic was any, indicator of that, they're making a fuck ton of money. And the writers are still getting paid shit. So pretty interesting. I know. Mama gets wound up. It does. Thanks, Toots. Yeah. So follow that. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot of people at the Met Gala that spoke out about that too. Met Gala is another shit show. It's kind of fun. And what I love is that everybody's like, Karl Lagerfeld was an asshole. I think that's why Pedro Pascal had was doing this on the red carpet. And of course, Lizzo spoke out very vehemently and had a picture of herself in the kitchen in the back room eating French fries, and her dress was kind of like sticking it to Karl Lagerfeld, who was like a fat phobic and just misogynist. And shocker, right? Ooh, I've got a lot of gossip today. Sit down and drink some tea. Mama's got shit to say. And again, if you are a practicing Catholic or a Christian, if I like you and you are that, it's probably because you're doing the right thing and not being a fucking asshole about your religion. My Jesus thinks they're an asshole when they're like that. Right, Gidget? Tito's is kicking in. Thank you for that article. And Tiana's saying, yeah, that's her. Yeah, that was pretty interesting. Backlash is something else. I know a lot of people get upset about cancel culture and this and that. Well, a lot of that is accountability, but a lot of times backlash is just a mofo. It's a bitch. I'm trying to fix this top so it doesn't gap on you. It's really cute though. Isn't this cute? Christopher got this for me. I said that already, but I just wanted to remind you. All right, let me fix this real quick. All right, I'm going to do a card for you. All right, let's fix this here. These are called the Megan Waterston, who I love, and I've read this book. She has the book about Mary Magdalene. So these are the Divine Feminine cards, and everybody's got their Divine Feminine. Thank you, Christopher, hot boyfriend. Glad you got to be here with my eyeshadow. Thank you. Do you like that? Listen, you know what it is more than that? It's the eyebrows. I did the eyebrows today. Let me tell you something. I've learned that as a 58-year-old woman, eyebrows are the business. Now, I have gotten my eyebrows tinted, and I just feel too shocked by them. I like to control the eyebrows. So, when she did them before, my lash gal did them, and I was like, ah! And every time I walk by the mirror, I know Gidget thinks there's somebody here. I just be like, ah, who is that? My eyebrows would precede me. So I like this shiny shadow. And then I also loved this lip gloss from Too Faced. Really like that. And then of course, I get my lip gloss from my friend, or my lipstick from my friend Heather that has the company called The Sexiest Beauty. She's still in order. Yeah. Kat Schreier, what's up? Yeah, eyebrows, girl. But yeah, I do have some fun eyeshadow on. I did get my lower lashes tinted, and then yeah, I use this. I think it's Milk is the brand, and it's like just a little tube. Looks like a mascara applicator, and then I just put those brows in. Here's the card. Here's 2 cards because that one looks a little intense. Let me pull some cards for you. Ooh. All right. Here are the cards today. This is Amaterasu, the goddess of light. It's kind of not coming in. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. So listen, when I get on a rant, I'm turning I'm turning that reflective finger back to myself. I'm fingering myself. Sorry. I can't stay serious. I'm a tiramisu too, says Tian. I'm a tiramisu. Yep. Okay, so I love that one. I'll read you what that one is. And then this one is Teresa of Avila, Our Lady of the Interior Life. I trust the answers I find within me. I know the presence of love is real. Listen, this card right here, I needed to pull this today because I love this. I trust the answers I find within me. This message has come up for me so often, it repeated, and it's just more of the the answer is within. As cheesy as that sounds, and I know people get really upset, if you're not going to God or source, which I do go to source, and I do consider that I have a lot of source. Sorry, I'm schwitzing a little bit. A lot of the higher sources and I have spirit guides, I have, guardian angels that I go to, but I think that when you really get that zhuzhed in and set in your life, that interior answer, yep, it was always within you. I feel like that's some kind of the never ending story or something had that kind of line in it. But anywho, let's read these. All right. So how's everybody out there doing? You're so stressed with putting your summit together, says Kat. Your eyebrows are falling out. Finally grew back, but it was so weird. I'm laughing with you. You're probably like, what the? Yeah, that stress will present itself in very odd manners, right? Good for you for putting the summit out, right? All right, Amaterasu is page 150. I'm a getting it. Yes, I'm a getting it. Sorry. Sorry, I literally just sang an old. Who sings that? I'm a getting it. They also sing Pour Some Sugar on Me. Chris, you're going to get it, and you're going to say it. Sing it. Name that band. I'm just saying. Come on, everybody, name that band. Pour some sugar on me. All right, Amaterasu, the goddess of light. Def Leppard, Tien got it first. You beat Chris to the punch on that one, babe. All right, let me take down Kat's Wizard of Oz. The answers are inside of you all the time. Oh, thank you, Kat. Why is it making me laugh? Oh, my goodness. I thought this was a big, profound thing, and apparently I'm quoting the Wizard of Oz. Well, there you go. All right, who she is. Amaterasu embodies the levity that brings us out of the darkness and shows us the beauty of our own light. She is the most popular deity in the Shinto religion. She's the solar goddess of Japanese mythology, and her name means shining in heaven. The oldest legends of Amaterasu date back to 8th century and come from the Kojiki, or the Japanese record of ancient matters. In Shinto, kami are spirits or deities, and the most well-known story of the kami in Shinto is when Amaterasu got into a fight with her brother, Susanoo. Hold on. Oh, sorry. I had an itch. Had too many things going on. Randy, thanks, boo. So Susanoo gets into a fight with her brother. There you go. See, nothing changes. Everybody does it. God of the storms and of the sea. His violence made her so upset and angry, she retreated into a cave, leaving the world in darkness. She went off with her stompy bitch shoes, is what it sounds like. I've been known to do that. The kami of merriment placed a mirror outside of her cave and laughed so much that Amaterasu became curious. She peeked outside the cave and saw a beautiful goddess, a stunning vision of the dawn. She was in awe of it, not realizing it was her own reflection. Surrounded by laughter, her anger and depression lifted, and she agreed to leave the cave, bringing her light with her back into the world. I love this story. Oh, she's like, who's that hot broad out there? Oh, that's me. When your soul selects your card, so this is all of us, this is a collective selection. The cave is so crucial, drawing inward, hiding our light to restore ourselves and to heal from something or someone that felt too intense or aggressive. So that's what is happening when you're drawing this card. So if you're feeling it. When we hide our light, though, we aren't the only ones left in the dark. Oh, so any of us like who feel like we're just kind of it and nobody's really paying attention. Wrong. So yeah, if we aren't the only ones left in the dark, we take our light from the ones who love us as well. The beauty of Amaterasu is that she emerges from the cave out of curiosity, attracted to someone else's joy. This is gonna make me cry. That's when she meets with the dawn of her own reflection. She doesn't truly see herself and the beauty of her light until she's drawn out of herself. Amaterasu sees her own light when she becomes curious about seeing the light that's around her and the levity and the laughter of the other deities. This is the answer. This is the way. I can't believe I haven't mentioned that yesterday was May the 4th. This is the way. This is the answer. And if we've been too long in retreat and if we've been hiding our light, not out of self-love and a soulful need for restoration, busted. Who's not busted on that? But out of a reaction to someone else's pain, then we draw ourselves out by focusing on the joy of others. Seeing their light allows us to see our own. And sometimes even the solar goddess needs to be inspired or reminded why she shines so brightly. That's you guys. Not just for the sake of her own reflection, but also for all those beloved beings that need her rays of light to remember their own. Sometimes we need the sight of the faces we brighten in order to remember why we are so divided to finding our way back into the light. Here's your soul voice meditation. Imagine someone in this moment you want most to see, laugh, and fill with light. Intention. We are all sacred mirrors reflecting back the same light. Damn, that was good. Woof, I need a drink. No, I don't think I think that is, it sounds like it initially, except, narcissists, he was kind of into himself, right? I like this though. Don't you like that she thinks it's someone else and she's drawn to the laughter and the light. And then I love this reflection. And I do listen, I'm an outgoing introvert. I am such an ambivert that I will do things like, stay in my cave, hiding because of self-love and a soulful need for restoration. Dude, I'm all about that. Pretty much the Hygge concept, that Hygge. I always say it wrong, but from December until about March, I'm all about like hide and hibernate. So didn't you love that one? Go into the light. All are welcome in the light. That's a good one. Ooh, see, I have a cute bra underneath, so I don't feel so badly about this. All are welcome in the light. Yeah, the woman cave, we need it. Yes, Cinco de Mayo, absolutely. Gosh, I read some good things about the actual history of Cinco de Mayo. So stop putting on these little sombreros and acting stupid. White people, learn history. Your summit, oh, here we go. Your summit was called Women of Water, Get Real. Where and why women are leaking from the water career pipeline. That's right. That's very cool. I like that. Leaking. I see what you did there, sis. I see what you did there. Yeah, Tian, I agree as well. The woman cave, we all need it. Need it. Woman, whoa, man. Name that movie. You'll know it. It's an old one. Woman, whoa, man. Harriet. It's a good movie. All right, Teresa of Avila. Here we go. Here we go. I know you're saying it with me, Christopher. Anywho, other than that, I'm going to New York on Sunday for work. Boss men around in Times Square. Can't go wrong with that at a hotel. That's it. Yes. You got it. Yes, Tien's got it. So I Married an Axe Murderer. Damn, that's a great movie. A Woman Cave sounds like it has a lot of wine and I'm here for it. Yeah, you are always invited to the collective Woman Cave, Randy. Absolutely. You have such a giving heart, sweetie. You are such a wonderful blend of the divine masculine and feminine. How you like me now? I'm not taking it back, right? All right. Yeah, Tien got it. That's awesome. Okay, we're going to do Teresa of Avila, and I don't mean do it a weird kind of way. Page 35. All right. Wasn't that a good one? Dang. Do you want me to copy that or take a photo of those and post it in the links? Let me know. LMK. Our Lady of the Interior Life. All right, then. I trust the answers I find within me. Ooh, this is going to be good. And I know that the presence of love is real. Ooh, let me take a drink. All right. Who's Teresa of Avila? She is who she is. With passion and conviction, Teresa of Avila connects us to the love and truth available to us whenever we turn inward. St. Teresa was born in Avila, Spain in 1515. As an adolescent, she experienced many illnesses and was confined to a bed, which allowed her to begin to explore her own thoughts. Whew, that'll give you some time. She read every book she could find on spiritual exploration and contemplative prayer. By the time she was an adult, she knew she wanted to dedicate her life to the interior world. I'm digging this already. She entered a Carmelite convent in Avila in 1535. She increased the emphasis on contemplative prayer and eventually reformed the Carmelite order, which was later joined by St. John of the Cross. Who's that guy? Anybody know who St. John of the Cross is? I'm like, that seems like St. John was from a long time ago. Anywho, over the course of her life, St. Teresa founded 17 convents throughout Spain. See, and I was busting on the Catholic Church. But anywho, well, this is Carmelites. At the age of 44, she began to have a series of visions that convinced her that Jesus Christ appeared to her in bodily form and yet remained invisible to the eye. Those visions lasted for 2 years and would inform her books, especially the spiritual masterpiece, The Interior Castle, which charts the ascent of the soul as an inner journey through the 7 mansions or states of being that exist within us. Ooh, all right then. Ultimately, Teresa, I love that as somebody in construction and building stuff, right? Ultimately, Teresa wrote in the hope of assisting her sisters in the convent to also reach the innermost castle where God dwells in our soul. She reminded them that we ourselves are the castle, right? The answer is within you. I love this. And that the door of entry into this castle is prayer and meditation. Reflection. I'm going to add that in too. Her own personal spiritual experience is at the root of her instruction. The closer she gets to the 7th mansion where the soul ascends, which requires going further inward, the stronger the light is. She describes the way to discern the voice and presence of the divine within us and the certainty of God that arrives that cannot be explained or doubted. This inner journey was so significant to St. Teresa because she believed that God didn't care about the magnitude of anything we do. She also knew that God didn't care if she had a dick. Yeah, I said it. When you start getting into that man thing, Christ on a cracker. Anywho, that was my interjection. Where was I? She believed that God didn't care about the magnitude of anything we do, but rather the amount of love that we do it with. Pope Paul VI named St. Teresa a doctor of the church in 1970. All right, then. Her spiritual writings are considered integral to the Spanish Renaissance and to the history of Christian mysticism. Well, go on then. Hey, Christopher, if you're watching, will you ping in Aunt Diana? Because I think she'd want to maybe see this from the beginning. Anywho, when your soul selects her card, St. Teresa is a call for the importance of the interior life. She knew intimately about the spiritual wealth we all possess and have access to if we're willing to go inward. That was my arm on the... That sounded weird. Anyway. She's not only emphasized the need to meditate and to pray in order to reach that innermost castle where the soul waits for us, but she also instructed the sisters of the convent on how to discern the presence of the soul or of a saint or of a holy person that is giving us wisdom from within us. Oh, go on then too. I like that. She had a book that supposedly read, "If you have God, you will want for nothing. God alone suffices." I'm going to go with source. I love to say that. This synthesizes the wisdom of her experience. Nothing less than divine love will satiate a seeker, especially one you have met from within. One you have met with it from within. She urges us to meditate, to pray, to go inward. Oh, Christopher, thank you. And meet with the presence of the soul. And she then asks for us to believe that it is real and that the answers we find are real. She asks us to move forward from the inner truth out into the world with confidence and conviction. I know that was a long one. That's what she said. But I think we needed it. So your meditation is, what does love feel like in my body? Remember a couple of weeks ago, when we did this whole thing about love, the last time I was on too, which I loved, no pun intended. Well, what does love feel like in my body? Intention. I trust the answers I find within me. I know that the presence of love is real. Now, me personally, I've realized that I have a very hard time with the heart chakra. As love filled and as loving as I am, she does have an AI generated face probably. Well, I think she used a filter. What do you think? Hold on, I got to fix this. The love chakra, the heart chakra. So I have a hard time with it because I feel like that I don't know. Like I think that I love my sacral chakra, which is the second chakra, the orange chakra, and the yellow, which is just light and love, your energy source, your solar plexus. But the heart chakra, I think I've always felt very guarded about. And when I did combo, I do the plant medicine. When they did the points down my back, you're distracted by Gidget. Yeah, sorry, that looked weird, didn't it? Did you hear the ASMR? She's cleaning her paws. Girlfriend, you're really disturbing folks with the cleaning. Thank you for saying so. I'm so used to it that I'm like, stop, ma'am. Stop, please. You don't need to zhuzh your paws. Anyway, when I did the plant medicine and I had the whole points done with combo, I had a heart chakra point that just zinged me, and so I'm constantly okay. He's right. This paw cleaning thing has got to stop, ma'am. Why don't you come up here? Oh, come up here. There we go. All right, then there she goes. Is kitchen nursing nurse just cleaning her paws? Did you think my boob was all the way down there, you weirdo? I got on a rant and didn't notice what she was doing. Oh, that was priceless. Anyway, heart chakra, work on it. Now look what's going on here. I saw this video today of this guy holding this cat, and the cat just kind of leans up and just latches onto his t-shirt like he's nursing, and it was so funny. Anyway, do you want to do some bong breathing? Do you want to do some bong breathing? Oh my gosh, this is going to be really funny on replay. Look at my cheeks are all rosy because it's hot in here, and you got me all wound up. It does, because you're so loud. Yes. All right, ready? I can't put my face in the now she's going to look like she's nursing. I can't put my face in the microphone, but I will do the bong breathing with you. Ready? Take a deep breath. Hold it in. Tits up. Teats up. She's like, Mommy, you smell like booze. You smell boozy. Okay. Want to do another one? Ready? Take a deep breath in. Hold it in. And let it out. All right. Well, listen. I've been on for 56 minutes. I've had a lot of shit to say. 52 minutes and 50 seconds. That was a lot today, but I missed you all. We haven't been on in a while. Next week I will be, I think, back here, and I'll have Gidget back too. Sorry about Gidget's distraction. When she gets on that paw thing, she goes to town. Just saying. I guess if you can, you will, right? All right, I don't know who that is that just commented, but yes, I am live. Anywho, I'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest. What I wish for you today is to shed that exoskeleton like K-Rab did, come out all shiny with a nice new interior, exterior, I guess, right? I hope this was helpful for you with these cards. I thought they were. I hope they didn't go on too long, but I thought they were actually really, I really enjoyed both of these. This interior life thing I thought was great. I love the sacred mirrors. I love the Amaterasu. Butchering her name, I'm sure, but I love that concept as well too, of just kind of like having that, shining that light, and then realizing that's coming for you too. So this was all about self-care, I guess. So we're going to do one more. Yes, the cave, come out of the cave. All right. I love you all. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye. 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 Bye.